those of you people who don't understand martial arts and you can't do basic math, you don't have basic common sense, this is 10 piles of $300 each, which is $3,000. They're in 100 rows of 100 more or less. Okay, you know, well, they're 100, but they're not really rows. They're kind of crooked. That's 100, 200. Okay, see, 5, 300. Okay, going over here. So those 5, 100. The middle 5 right here. 200, 300. Going over here. So now we're at $600. 100, 200, 300 down here, the row. So we're at 900, 100, 200, 300, or 1200, 100, 200, 300. We're at 1500, 100, 200, 300. See this middle row right here? Okay, 1800, 100, 200, 300, 2100, 100, 200, 300, 2400, 100, 200, 300, 27, and then here's the last 100, 200, and then 60 and 5s and 1s is the last 40. So that's $3,000. Okay. Now, there's plenty of videos where people with better form, smaller people have better form typically, outmaneuver taller people. When you're stronger, it's better for brawls with people who don't really know martial arts, who can't paralyze you or kill you or, you know, cause you serious damage and can't pinpoint, strike, pressure point, and things of this nature. So this is a martial arts challenge. Okay, you want to go be a UFC wrestler, mud wrestler, ballerina, you know, weightlifter, all that. That's all that other stuff. This is a martial arts challenge. This is fair. And on my wall, I have James 5, 4. Behold the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth and cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath. Basically, it's saying, give people what they deserve. Give the laborers their wages. The wages of a true top martial arts challenge. While I'm fumed and drugged especially, I deserve my rightful place. You are punished when you don't give people their rightful place. I have done martial arts for 20 years. I am the best. I have over 100-0, record. I deserve my rightful place as the top martial artist without compromising. It's not like, well, you laborers, if you change your view on homosexuality, you'll get paid. No. You owe me my rightful place, you fucking cowards. Wake up and smell the fucking coffee. I put my money where my motherfucking mouth is. And even if you look at it, there's not that much money. Yeah, when in 2-3 minutes, the average UFC fight is what, like 45 minutes? Do the fucking math. That's like 20 times, plus as long. Not to mention the times you have to wait and wait for it to happen, all this, the time that you're there, right? You're looking at more like 2 hours. So when you do the math and the average wage of the average UFC fighter, yes, it is comparable when you do it by the minute. $3,000 in 2 minutes, like $1,500 a minute is absolutely a lot of money when you look at how much it is, okay, per minute. And I swear to God, the top martial artists aren't rich people. They're people who would love to have one of these stacks, would love to have $100, much less $3,000. And be honest, quit being disingenuous, quit being intellectually dishonest. I'm the top, you're a bunch of sniveling dogs. This is Horace saying this. You understand me? The great fucking Sagitti, you sniveling pussies. You cowardly bitches. And for those of you who don't know, I don't give a shit about the money. I'm fighting for honor. I deserve my rightful place, the honor, the admiration of potential wives, and the potential for economic advancement. Traditionally, these are transferable skills. Translatable, communicable, universal. And convertible. These are the skills. This is the traditional challenge. It doesn't get any more fair than this. Anyone can accept. This is not some privileged yuppie club in fucking, Palo Alto or Beverly Hills. This is not some privileged karate black belts only anyone can accept from any style. This is the only fair way to prove that you're the top martial artist. and I have them hiding, drugging me, fuming me, and trolling. And no one has even scored a point on me yet. I defeated every challenger. Now, being a bigger person has its place. In football, wrestling, in the gym. When you're bigger in the gym, you're lifting a lot of weight. People give you your respect. I don't want bigger people to feel like they're being left behind, but I cannot allow that to interfere with the truth. The essence of martial arts has always been and will always be transferable skills. Now, these skills aren't exactly the same, but they transfer. For example, when you are on the battlefield and you say you have a spear, a sword, and a dagger, and you rush in and you use that same agility to dodge arrows and blows, and then you stick your enemy, doom, with a two-handed spear, for example. You stick them, and it doesn't make sense to pull that spear out. So now you switch to the sword, and you start using those same, skills, the agility and the dexterity to dodge and swing the sword. The motion is almost exactly the same as a strike. Say you come down at an angle, right? There's a way to karate chop or to strike with the knife edge of your hand at an angle. Those same muscle groups, that same fast twitch motion, the same skills and the same body shape and physical conditioning required for both are almost exactly the same. When you come across, pow! You sink that sword into the enemy. Understanding how to grip the weapon and the different angles to strike and the little tricks is very minimal. The essence is the transferable skills. I've beaten many advanced sword fighters who have been practicing with the broadsword for years, with basic transferable skills, because I simply had a better martial arts philosophy and understanding than they did. So as you go on that battlefield, you transfer to the sword. Bang! You kill one guy. You slice another one's throat. And then say your sword breaks, or you smash somebody's skull, or you chop somebody's neck, or you chop them on the shoulder, and the sword gets stuck. And so you kick them away, because you don't have time to keep pulling these weapons out. And you pull out your dagger, or you pick up a sword off the ground, and you transfer to the next set of skills. Another level of it is transferring the skills from one opponent to another. Say you start off by fighting a small, squirrely opponent. He's quick, bing, 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 bing. He's making it hard for you to strike effectively. He's so fast, right? Or he's hard to strike because he's moving around quickly. He's squirrely. He dodges, he dodges. Your strategy changes a little bit, but for the most part, you're using the same transferable skills to face him. And then when you finally get him, you transfer to a bigger opponent. A big person simply does not have those transferable skills. When he's fighting the smaller squirrely guy, he might die because he cannot outdo him. He's relying on fighting people that are slower than he is. They can't outmaneuver him, that he can smash with a warhammer or something. Bow! You see what I'm saying? So therefore, a martial arts isn't like being a big, strong bully at school. It is being able to outsmart that bully and finish him off. If you decide, hey, you know what, I can't beat this guy if I just box with him or something, for whatever reason, I'm going to grab a pen and stab him in the neck. This is combat. And in combat, violence is the philosophy of the day, extreme violence. As soon as you limit it to a UFC fight, and you don't focus on the transferable skills, but you focus on beating someone senseless and getting them to tap out, it is no longer martial arts, it is a sport. Martial arts is either fighting people to the death or making a competition in a way that reflects the transferable skills that allow you to prevail on the battlefield. And that's what it means to be the top martial artist.
And we must separate that from being the top boxer, from being the top jiu-jitsu, grappler, from being the top UFC fighter, from being the top acrobat, from being the top gymnast, from being the top weightlifter. These things are somewhat connected to martial arts, but they don't focus on the essence of martial arts, which is transferable, translatable, universal, convertible, and communicable skills, and they relate to your body type. That's why I am a greater martial artist than Bruce Lee, not only because I've done what he never did, my $3,000 challenge, 3 years, fume, drugs, sabotage, all this stuff at the same time. But because I have a superior set of transferable skills, my skills aren't suited to his body type. My skills are suited and suitable for my body type. And that's another factor of this. If you're small and you have a certain body type, you must develop a strategy for that type. And those are war skills. You can't say, well, this smaller guy has better form than this taller guy. It doesn't fucking matter in the slightest. It's his ability to leverage his strategy and technique against every other body type is what makes him or breaks him. Transferable skills. Everything else is obsolete. Thank you. Think fast. Only now, in the end, do you understand why I am right? And then do you realize that you've always seen it my way? You've just been confused by drug-pushing scum whose drugs slow down the thinking process. On record. Somebody's too smart for you? Call them bipolar. Slow down their thinking process. When you say think fast and you throw a potato, keys, or a ball at someone, when people think too slow, it hits them. Thinking fast, which is, on record, one of the most respectable and useful evolutionary traits. It's funny how that works, right? Evolutionary and revolutionary, kind of like re-evolutionary. Anyway, it's one of the most respectable evolutionary traits. We've all understood that, especially in the context of physical prowess. How many SATs and SSAT type tests are timed? At least some of them. Because scientists over the years have been forced to the conclusion that how fast you think has to do with your ability to learn. They say, well, I can't keep up with the teacher, mommy. I can't keep up with the class. In so many ways, I'm right. One can train themselves to be sharper. He's sharp. He's astute. He's perceptive. He picks up on it that fast. You ever heard these things? Thinking fast is a transferable skill. As Bruce Lee has said, martial arts is a mix between your strategy and your natural reflexes and balancing the two. Your ability to think of what you're doing and also to naturally react to what they're doing. Having them coexist in harmony. Balancing them out, so to speak. Don't confuse this with meaning that there's a natural balance between good and evil that must be preserved and that the devil is not in eternal controversy with God, because he is. I could have spent my life going into fields that lesser minds go into. The wisest minds choose philosophy, religion, and morality as their main academic or intellectual endeavor. They say, look, we have a bunch of toys and computers. Computers are nice. But morality is more important. There's a bunch of nice guns in the world, and there's a lot of people who are going to be working on them. They don't need one more person to help them develop the next tank or bomb. These things are nice. They protect us. They allow us to have military dominance. But morality is more important. Because if I can convince the world not to use those guns in the first place, they become obsolete. If I can convince the world to have the morality to do the right thing, everything else is just everything else. Therefore, the wise man selects political activism in an uncontrolled manner. He selects religion in an uncontrolled manner. He selects philosophy in an uncontrolled manner, and so on. One scale of a man is what did he choose to do with his life? Ever heard the saying, oh, it's a shame that this person chose to waste his life? I would argue that every single endeavor other than morality is a waste of one's life in the time that we live in. The world screams out for a superior moral argument to be made and accepted by the masses. And all we have is globalist garbage. All we have is anti-Christian filth with their complexes and childish traits. No, these people did not think fast enough and effectively enough. And that is why they are superior in no sense and inferior where it matters most. Wisdom. Think fast, or that African will stab you, you will die. Think fast, or that arrow will hit you, and you will die. Think fast, or that basketball player will outmaneuver you, and they will win the game. Think fast. Try to keep up. Mental prowess, intellectual acuity. Thinking fast. Thinking effectively. Can you be a superior martial artist, much less the top, without thinking faster and more effectively? I say nay. Mental, physical, and spiritual conditioning. And then you must have honor. When you see someone such as myself do what I've done, you have to say, you know what? That guy has outperformed everybody in American history. I don't care about what his views are. I don't care about what his race is. I don't care how many people don't like him and how much I will be punished for telling the truth. He has outperformed everyone and has displayed superior wisdom, superior transferable skills, and superior honor. He's the top martial artist, hands down. And I would be a dishonorable pussy with a complex to say otherwise. I would be a coward to say otherwise. So no, I'm not going to pretend Chukwuemeka is not the top. He is the top, and he always will be. Think fast. Or let a bunch of slow-thinking dogs who are drugging everyone convince you to think like them in an inferior manner, taking up inferior pursuits. I say the pursuit of happiness is inferior. The pursuit of morality is superior. Therefore, this country was based on logical fallacies, lies, and disingenuity. I say the pursuit of wealth is inferior. I say the pursuit of knowledge is even inferior when compared to the pursuit of wisdom. They all have conceded that they are inferior minds when they are controlled or they pursue science and technology instead of wisdom and morality, which is to be found with God. Because they are inferior. Think fast or forever be a dumb bitch. I don't mind how smart or stupid you are until you try to pretend that I am not what I am. I don't care how dumb or retarded you are until you take their side. I don't care how much bad judgment these dumb whores have until I am denied the admiration of potential wives, and it is costing humanity dearly. Think fast and learn the relevance of doing so.